Hi guys. Hello everybody. Welcome. I'm running behind. Surprise, surprise. It has been a night.
Ooh,
I'm
Lita
out of frame
Jackson.
again. Huh?
Lita Jackson, right away.
Hello, Lita. They've been waiting. Oh, take that off.
Danielle.
Okay. Welcome everybody. Let us know that you are here. Say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. If you read the description for the actual video, not the what I sent. Sorry, everything's
Hello, hello.
we are doing, hey Terry, we are doing a new mesh and a new method. Why I'm deciding to do both in the same night, it's just because that's how I roll.
Linda Custard.
Hi Linda. So we are going to do this sign, spring. Yes, it is supposed to be weathered like that. And yes, it's backwards because of the camera. Hello everybody. We're doing spring. And we are doing, I can't hold it up because we're doing a 21-inch mesh for the base. And we're doing a 10-inch mesh for the top.
Hello from Louisiana.
Louisiana, thank you for being here. Yes, I'm excited too, Lita, and I kind of surprised myself with this tonight. I knew what method, I knew I wanted to show you guys a new method, but the way it's going to turn out, the mesh wasn't what I thought. You'll understand when I get to it. So, hello, I am Kelly. Lemon Wreaths and Auntie Sonia. We are making this is a Hobby Lobby wreath, which there's, usually, I threw the tag away. But theirs usually run about the 16-inch. It's a raised work wreath form because, hey, Miss Stephanie, because it already has the stems attached. This one came with 16. This one I actually got over in the Easter. They do have the white this time of year. They run $6.99, but then a 40% off if it's in their, obviously in their Easter or...
Hello.
Hi, Jan. I don't think I said hi to you. Thank you for being here, guys. This one came with 16. Sometimes you'll have 14, sometimes you'll have 15. Anyway, it came with 16. Well, the reason I was a little behind is I ended up cutting 2 off because my 10-inch mesh, which is this one, which I got from Michael's in the Easter section, this plaid. Sorry, my dog is playing, trying to get our attention, so one of my dogs. And when it's considered a specialty mesh, it's not the standard 10 yards.
Melissa Cardona.
Welcome, Melissa. It's not the standard 10 yards. So this is the Easter one, and it's only 19 feet. And so you don't get as much off of it. So I had one full one, and then just a few on another one. I ended up with only 14 cuts, and I didn't have time to change up what I was going to do, and I was too excited about this, so I cut 2 of my stems off. But that's what we're doing. So this one that I am doing actually has 14 stems on it. I'm using a 21-inch mesh that is cut at 19 inches long. This sign I actually got, let me think, Craft Outlet. I had to think because I knew it was online. I got it at Craft Outlet. If you do multicolored spring wood sign or just spring wood sign, they may be sold out online. Hey Moses, it should come up, but again it may be, you know, sold out, but that is where I got it, is Craft Outlet online. So the specialty mesh, it was the Easter at Michael's, $9.99, but they were running 40% off. You would need 1.5 if you're going to do this because I cut them at 19 inches.
Carol Albano.
The other one, hello Carol. Trinity, if you want to hand me one, this one, guys, is what I'm excited about. So this is a 21-inch mesh. Normally, this is, now when it was in the package, before I actually opened it up and looked at it, and when I was buying it online, I thought, oh, it's just what's called a window pane mesh. You guys have seen that before. I have a small... You guys have seen it before from if you're a wreath maker in the 10-inch and whatnot. So I figured that's what it was. Well, I opened it up.
Janice Carter is back tonight.
Welcome back, Janice. Hello, Carol. Thank you for being here. So this is a designer netting. They do not have, was this the only thing in it? The only paper in it?
Yeah.
Okay. I had found a new place online. It's called TMI Gifts. Yes, this is backwards, but it's TMI Gifts. They call it designer netting. And guys, this feels, it feels like paper, but it doesn't tear. Like, I'm sure if I pulled it hard enough.
Almost like cornstalk.
Yeah, a heavy corn stalk. You know, I mean, we're going to be able to work with it, but it's a little bit stiffer, and I had to practice before I came live to see if the new method was going to work, and it's going to work, and I am super excited. I called myself the bomb, maybe dropped a bad word before that, because I'm super excited about this. So, let's get started. If you have questions, please ask away. My daughter Trinity is my sidekick, is the voice you hear in the background. She is my, quote, Charlie. That's what one of my friends called her last night. And she sees your names pop in on the phone. If I don't see the comments, she'll read them for me. Looks like the one I had that frayed. Is it burlap? It's not burlap, Janice. And that's what I thought maybe it was going to be, something like that. And I was going to, I keep talking to my computer like you guys are on there. I was going to do the burlap tonight to show you what you could do. But the method I'm using on this one, you can do on your burlap and it'll hold the sides. So let's get started because it's going to take a bit. You will also need, I told you I only, not very often, use zip ties. I'm using them tonight. And they are the 8-inch zip ties, and you'll see why here in a minute.
Michelle Gonzalez and Catherine Grady.
Welcome, Michelle and everyone. She sees the names that are popping up. Let us know where you're watching from. So let's get started. This is what it's going to look like, guys.
Danette is back.
Super cute, adorable, this little bow. I'm so excited. So bear with me. Trinity set these on top of that pile there because these are so long. We're gonna need the rooms. Just
hello from Wisconsin.
Right there. Wisconsin. Thanks for being here again, Danette. Okay, so this is 21. Did they call it 21? The 21-inch, and it's cut at 19 inches long. So when I showed you guys the method of the, hi Tammy, the folded where we met in the middle and then we scrunched it up. It is similar to that. That is the folded scrunch that I learned from Zach. This one is, I've seen it some other places, but my friend Miss Tina from out in the country, Blanks and More, she called it the country ruffle, I believe. So if you can't see it, Trinity might need to let us know if she needs to move it back. I'm going to try to. So I have it going up and down, my cut edges,
Cindy.
Left and right. Hey, Catherine. Hi, Cindy. I was watching you last night and now over in Yuma, Arizona. Well, you're just all over the place. So the cut edges left and right. So you are going to, and yes, it's a little, because it's longer, but you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold each side and you're going to meet in the middle with one of the sides overlapping just a little. Now the nice thing about this particular mesh, I was noticing as I was doing a sample, is it almost folds like a paper, so to speak. So it folds and it does a crease, which is great. You'll see. And we're going to meet it just a little bit in the middle. Let me know if you can't see, and Trinity will move the camera back. Okay, so we've met it in the middle. Now you're going to take it and you're going to fold it. Hi, Peg from Maryville. Thank you for being here. You're going to take it and you're going to fold it in the middle. Okay, so now our two edges are here and it's closed here, if that makes sense. If you guys can't see, swipe on your phone or whatever, or tablet, swipe to the right and the comments will move out of the way. So now we're going to turn it so it's toward us. The unfinished edges are towards us, and we got this connected folded side here.
Almost like a folding blanket.
Like kind of like you're folding a blanket. And now we're going to do the scrunch. Like I have shown you, it's like doing a typewriter. The palms of your hands are here. I put my thumbs in the middle and my fingers are here, and I'm going to scrunch and pull. This, because of the type, it's almost like a heavy paper. What it reminds me of, guys, is the raffia, the colored raffia that you would use in baskets or floral arrangements. That's what it reminds me of. So you scrunch it up. How stinking cute is that? I just think it's so cute.
I've always been curious on this open weave mesh. Thank you for demonstrating.
Well, in this, it doesn't lay like this on the standard 21-inch mesh. This is more of like it's this paper. I got it from, they don't put the type of fabric on it. It's actually called designer netting from TMI Gifts. Tom Michael Indian Gifts. Made in Korea. Now, I knew that my stems, pipe cleaners, Chanel stems, whatever you want to call them, I knew they weren't going to hold this bunch in there, or at least not very long. So that's why I am using my 8-inch zip ties. And once we get it in our stems, you're not going to be able, get it on here right, not going to be able to see them because the stem's going to cover it.
Elaine Gibbons.
So, welcome Elaine. So, I am going to put a zip tie in the middle to hold it. If it's hard, as it goes on, my fingers get to hurting, so I have to use my needle nose.
Kenzie.
And you just want, hi Kenzie, you just want to hold it, pull it tight, and then use your wire cutters and snip that tail off. And your little knob from the wire cutters is what you're going to put in. I had already put one on here to see that it was going to work. I'm working my bottom layer first, because at any time I do that, because if it was on the top and we're trying to get the bottom on, you have to move it, and it gets like, that's just a personal preference. And I'm going to lay it in there, and it's just going to go right on, the one side's going to go on top. When you twist this on there, you don't even see the pipe clean, or the zip tie. Isn't that just the cutest? I'm so excited about, I'm glad you guys have some friends on here. Feel free to talk amongst yourself. I need another mesh. You're supposed to be handing them to me. I didn't have room on my desk. So, doing this again. If you guys just joined us, this is a designer netting. I wish I had it reminds me of the raffia that you would use in flowers or in baskets, and almost like they put a Mod Podge on it, or it's kind of stiff. So
Jeanette says probably don't have to worry about fraying with this.
No. And speaking of that, I wanted to tell you guys when I cut it. So when I say 19 inches, when I was cutting this, and because I was in a hurry, I had both my husband and my daughter helping me. I'm going to use my ribbon boards here to hold this down so I can show you guys. Thank you, Trinity. When you're cutting it, so I measured out, and sometimes it was at 18 inches, sometimes it was at 19 inches, or above or below my 19 inches. And the reason is because when you cut it, so you have your little squares. I hope you guys can see this. You have your little squares here. If you cut right at, my 19 inches was falling on one of the, you don't want to cut right on or real close to this. That's what's going to make it fray, even though it's this kind of material. So what I did is I went on either above or below my 19 inches. So basically I was cutting between the square, right in the middle of the square. So when I was cutting, it was going kind of, I was following the squares, if that makes sense, but it ended up being straight. I hope all of that makes sense, guys.
Tammy says, can you do that with any of the mesh? Like
as far as this method, or as far as cutting it this way?
She said that before you said the cutting.
Okay. So what we're going to, and again, it's, if you need to use a board, this is just my ribbon board that I'm using. I'm holding the one side down. If you want to, I use my big old long arms. I hope you guys can see.
Jenna says, I can.
Yes, you could do it with on the, absolutely. So we're folding it in the middle, and it just folds nice because it's almost like a paper. Trinity, pick that board up, please. And you're going to fold your other side over. It's just like the one I showed you the other night with the 10-inch. We're just doing it with the 21-inch, and there's one extra step. So now we have overlapped it, okay? And we're going to take the side, you're going to take the side to you and completely, if you need to put your hand in the middle, completely fold it in half. So now you have these two, the unfinished edges together.
Stella Leaks.
Hello, Stella. Turn it. And you're going to do your scrunch. Would a yardstick help with cutting the open squares lines? You could, but in all honesty, I went right between it. So if I'll show you one because I told her to keep it out here. Let me scrunch this up quick.
This?
Yes. And I may have you go up there and zoom in just a little bit, but we'll see so they can see. Let me get this, scrunch it up. And I am using zip ties to hold it together because it's thicker. Hi, Vicky. Black stuff? Doesn't mean I got black stuff. Who knows? It could be glitter. It could be Who knows what it is?
Vicky says, hi, pretty lady.
Yes, I saw her. That is a cousin. Okay, and we cut it off, and we're going to do the knob, the end part, in. We're just going to lay that one side over the one before. I'm so excited about this. It looks so cute. Sorry, I meant to say the yardstick being on top of your mesh as you like. Yes, you could. And this is, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Let me show you what I meant. Give me this, please. Trinity, go up there. You might need to zoom in if they want it zoomed in. You took my board.
Sorry.
It's okay. So I'm gonna roll this out so you guys can see it. And it doesn't matter on your screen.
Oh, that's good.
But you might have to tilt it down so they can see. I just want to show you how I'm doing it. It's not going to be perfect. I hope you guys can see this. So let's say I wanted to cut it. I'm just going to put this over. Let's say my mesh was like this and I wanted 16. Or let's say I wanted 15. My 15, if you can see, paint on my fingers and all, it's falling right on the seamed part right there. I hope that makes sense, guys. I'm trying to reconnect, guys. I'm sorry.
There you go. You're good.
So what you're going to do then is you're going to go right in the middle.
Cindy
and
says,
when you have it laying there, love the close-up you're showing on the mat. Thank you. Anytime you guys need that, just ask. I have no problem doing that. So you're going to be cutting between the squares. And no matter what, you're going to cut between those two squares. If you feel yourself going like this, that's fine. You're still, because you're following the natural, and it's going to cut my paper, and that's fine. I had 2 mats earlier. Watch your fingers, Trinity. And you can tell, that's kind of cool. You can tell, it's straight, because you're following the natural. Let me show you again, so whatever you want to measure, wherever it's going to be, you want to do in between. So it's going to be a little above or below. You want to go between the 2 squares.
Stephen Mary Bernhard.
Welcome, guys. So you're going to go between, Trinity, can you hold that end again? Mm-hmm. So you're going between the 2 squares. See how I'm kind of having to come this way and then it comes back this way. Watch your fingers. And I know I'm cutting my paper. That's okay. So it's going to be straight because you're following the natural grain. Hello, Jamie from Colorado. I hope that makes sense, guys. So whatever measurement that you're doing it at. And anytime you're doing a window pane, if you're already a wreath maker, you recognize this as a window pane, it's crooked. You got to straighten it out.
Yeah, the feeling.
There you go. That's the best way to do it, is to go in between, and that way you don't have this, especially on this type, you don't have this, it's not going to come off and fray there at the end.
Thank you.
Nice nails, Trinity.
I have to get them redone.
She got them done for her birthday. It cost more than well, we won't talk about that, because she, of course, had to get all the extras and all the bling and all the... Okay, so now we're going to go back. So we've got them cut at 19 inches.
Janice says that's probably what I did wrong.
No, it's okay. But if you're doing, let me ask you something. I'm going to do a little side note. Are you doing the real burlap? This is actual burlap. That's like this. The actual fabric, real burlap that smells like burlap. Mm-hmm. That one you can't really do between the score. I know, I'm sorry. I did that. Like, you're on my computer. I'll get used to it, guys. If you're doing this kind, you don't really have a choice, and it's going to fray. This method that I'm doing here, Cindy, or Janice, is what you can do on this. So when you fold those 2 sides in here, you're not going to see them. So you can fold it in, flip it this way, and you're going to scrunch it up, and you may have a little bit, maybe on the one end, but that's easily cut off. So if this is the kind of burlap, you can't, but if it's the... I think that's what kind of burlap you're talking about that you used. So let's go back to, but please, if you're still having trouble, let me know and we'll get it worked out for you. Yeah, give me my board. I thought I could. I did it fine when I wasn't on camera. Okay, so we're gonna fold it in half. At 1/3 of the way, not in half. We're gonna meet in the middle with the 2. I hope you guys can see.
Yeah, they can see.
Okay. And it'll automatically curl over, but you want it to just overlap a little. And we're going to squish it. With your hand already there, it'll fold real easy. You're going to fold it so your 2 unfinished edges are here. and then flip it. So your bubble is here, your unfinished edges are here. Do you use a wood burner tool for cutting burlap or your rotary cutter? I don't use it on the real burlap like I just showed you, because you're not supposed to. It's not a good idea. With the burlap alone, when you're using it, you should wear a mask because of the dust and whatnot that it automatically kicks up. But then, not just the fumes, but the dust even. So I use a rotary cutter on my burlap, on my mesh, especially on the burlap mesh that I use to do the flower wreaths that's like a sunflower or whatnot. I use my wood burner, and you should really wear a mask when you're doing that because of the fumes, unless you're in an extremely ventilated area, and it's bad for your pets too. But no, do not ever use. It felt rubbery. Okay, then you used the poly burlap mesh, and that is like the green that I used the other night.
Yay, Michaela Montalvo.
Hey, Michaela, thanks for being here again. That's like the green that I used the other night. And yes, that one you can. That's what I use when I make my flowers. That one you can cut with the wood burner, but wear a mask, especially if you have, like I have asthma. So I wear a mask to cut them. I might do a tutorial once, like just a video by myself and post it to show you guys. I have a quick little like 30-second one where I'm cutting mesh with my wood burner when I very first got it. But I don't want to really sit here with a mask on. It's just me personally. So this is how it's coming, guys. Isn't that just the cutest? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. Okay, next. May I ask if you have ever done any wreaths with the rubber shelf liner? I haven't. I've seen that in a lot of the dollar store. And of course, you can ask anything you want. A lot of the Dollar Tree groups on Facebook. And I really want to try it. I'm trying to limit myself with, I have so many supplies on other stuff. I need to do some crafts with you guys. There's so many crafts that I want to make, and I go and I buy this stuff, and I'm trying to limit how much I buy until I actually start getting some of my stuff done.
Cindy loves the bow ties and Michaela loves it.
Thank you very much, guys. I was very excited. I was super excited. Swore a little bit when I knew I was going to do this design because I wanted to show you guys, or this method. But when it turned out the way it did, I was like, oh, so stinking cute. And I'm using the zip ties just to hold them together, because there's no way the stems on the wreath are gonna, at least not for long. And it's not worth breaking your fingers.
I don't know if you've seen her yet, but Jamie's seen her.
I might have. If I've missed your name, hello to everybody that has popped on, that is here. Please comment. You can talk amongst yourself. That one wasn't quite in the middle, but that's okay. You can talk amongst yourselves. Please ask questions. That's what I am here for. If I miss it, please ask again. I do go back at the comments and answer if I've missed one. Trinity tries to catch them if I can't. Ooh. Okay, come on. You're running behind. You're supposed to be handing them to me.
Sorry, I'm just watching you do it.
I know. It's pretty cool. I just introduced Sharon Judd to your site, and she's watching now also. Well, welcome, Sharon, and thank you, Cindy. I greatly appreciate that. New friends are always welcome. It's good. Let's lift this up. It's getting full. So we are, yeah, give that to me. This is probably one that was towards the end, and so it's very curly, as you know, with the mesh. So we're folding it about 1/3 to the middle. Once you fold that down, it lays quite nicely because of this type of netting that this is. And I'm just using my ribbon board. And you're going to overlap it just a tad. Now, all of my wreaths that I make on my lives are available. They will go to my Etsy shop if they're not claimed the night of. So far, they've been selling as we go.
Cindy says I always spread the word to your site.
Oh, thank you, Cindy. That is greatly appreciated. That is so very kind of you. That means a lot to me. So this one will be available when it's done. If you feel that you want to claim it or worried about, quote, losing it during that, you can just, oops, comment during this. And I think I'll probably end up making a couple of these. I will be able to duplicate it. They did have this type of Right now it was in all the spring colors, so it can be done in all different colors too. Okay. When I do the next row, it won't be as flimsy and awkward. And again, the little nub part. Now, you will see, if you weren't here in the beginning, I didn't have enough of the mesh from Michaels that I'm going to be putting on the top. So I had to cut it. So that's why, as you can see, there's a bigger gap here. But it'll work out in the long run. It'll be okay. I just didn't have a choice because I was 2 pieces short. So the wreath came with 16 ties, and I cut it down to 14. And with all the stuff that we're putting on it, it's not going to make a difference, especially with how poofy and full these little bow ties are. This would be cute to put on. So I keep picturing it as an actual bow tie, like on a little bunny for Easter.
Oh yeah.
Hold in the middle. If you're just joining and you have any questions about what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, please feel free to ask. It is a lot in your fingers. Oh, no, it's okay. Keep popping it like that. Do you have a favorite preference on what size of wire wreath form to work with? I like doing the 14-inch. I like this size, the 15. They call it the 15 to 24 because they base it off of the middle, the 15, like when you buy them online. So I prefer, yes, the 15-inch. The grapevine about the same size. I mean, that's kind of big for grapevine, but the grapevine about the same size. I had posted on my site today, I have a bunch of new signs that are going to be available that are 4th of July and they're round and they're 8 inches, which I think is going to be great on the little 8-inch wreath that you can, or forms that you can get at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. And for the grave sites, whether it be for Memorial Day or for, and again, there's a gap here, but it's okay because we'll probably put our sign over towards that end. This one, I probably am gonna have to put the board on. It's super curly.
Yeah, almost towards the end.
Huh?
That one was towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end of our roll.
Love the patriotic signs you showed earlier.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Cindy. Yeah, if you want any, you know, like a wreath made, or I got those. If you are a wreath maker, I got those from Miss Patricia, Miss Tina. They were on last night, but from Out in the Country, Blanks and More. So those will be coming. I'm working on getting the equipment to start doing my own signs. I can do wood signs and do stuff with my Cricut to make signs, but I'm working to get the equipment to make the actual metal signs. So that will be coming soon. I'm super excited about it because I have so many, meaning I'll be selling signs, and that'll make it easier when I start doing kits also. Okay. We'll make up time here when I get this type of mesh put on here. I'm sorry I was on later tonight, guys. I really tried to be on by 7:30, especially during the week. I know it gets hard with everybody working, but the good thing is I think I get more people. And if you wanted to, you know, kind of pull it up, it forms very well because of the type of material it is. So now we're moving to the top row. Welcome to all of those of you that are just joining us. I know this all looks awkward. Yes, I really do know what I'm doing. It's a new type of mesh I've never worked with before. It's like a net. It's actually not even really a mesh. It's a netting.
Could you use the round Dollar Tree pizza pans to do your Cricut design signs on?
Oh, absolutely.
Cindy's
I mean, it would have that, Cindy, yes, absolutely. Well, it would be vinyl that would be going on it. You can't do the signs like that I showed today, or the metal signs that you see in wreaths or that I have used. If you look at my other pictures, those are actually, it's like they're printed on. It's called sublimation, but they're actually not really burned, but they're put onto the metal. But yes, you could use the pizza pans, and you would use vinyl to do whatever you wanted to put on it. I should try that. That's a really good idea, and see how it would work. I'd probably use the back side so it didn't have the lip. I don't know. I'll have to give that a try.
That would look pretty cool with the lip, though.
Yeah, it might. I'll definitely have to give that a try. Great idea, Cindy. This wasn't exactly in the middle, but that's okay. So now I'm working on the top row, and again, that little butt of my zip tie is what's going right down in there.
The butt.
Yep. Those are kind of flopping. There we go. Got it a little bit tighter. No, I haven't, Cindy. My gosh, you've got all kinds of ideas. I don't think I've ever seen the cooling racks at the Dollar Tree. Well, not that I was really looking for them. I haven't done a square wreath at all yet. I want to try one with a square wood frame. The gal that I get the signs from, Miss Tina, her husband makes square wood frames. And I've got a couple other different designs that are coming that I'm going to do that are wood that I'm excited about, that a sign can be added to. But no, I have never done the cooling rack. Have you, Cindy? Okay. I'm just scrunching this up in the middle using zip ties because my stems would not hold this big of a bunch. It's an 8-inch zip tie. I do have 4-inch, but I didn't want to fight with a 4-inch, trying to get it tight enough around this. And just layering this all the way around. It almost, this would be neat if I'd have to go back and look, the company I got this from, if they have it in the green, because it almost looks like a grass. So it would look neat with some kind of design. My problem is my designs a lot of times come up last minute, not just because I'm doing the tutorials either. Is it's just, okay, what do I have on hand? Or, hey, I see this sign online and I really want it, and then I go on the hunt for, unless I'm buying everything from Craft Outlet. I placed a big order with them to get a bunch of stuff for 4th of July and that type of thing. Then I'll get all of it at the same time so I can design it. Now out also at Dollar Tree are the plastic scroll garden border stakes that I thought of doing mesh on. Yes, because there's been several people that have done things with those. They put them on the wall and use them, attach them to the wall and then put the metal gardening buckets on them, paint them and put them on there. Or I saw where they attached the mesh in the flowers or just the flowers and made it look like almost a basket.
Rose Velasquez.
Thank you for being here, Rose. Hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Okay, see, there's another big kind of a gap, but that's okay. I wasn't going to have enough mesh, so. And actually, no, because I thought about putting all the pink. I cut enough of the pink.
Sorry.
This stuff for all 16. I could, but they wouldn't have the plaid that I'm going to use for the top. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like once I get the ribbon on, but I think it'll be okay. It's good. We're folding this in half. It's 21-inch mesh, cut at 19 inches. I keep saying in half. We're folding and meeting in the middle and overlapping just a little. Crease it down the best that you can. While you're holding it, you're going to take the end closest to you, fold it in half to meet at the other end, and then turn it so the bubble that you just did is away from you, and then scrunch in the middle. Hey, Chiselle, thanks for being here tonight. And I haven't forgotten about you. I had to order this stuff for your wreath. Baseball season is upon us. So I've had lots of requests for baseball wreaths. I'll have to make one during one of these tutorials, maybe. the amount of orders I'm getting in, I'm probably going to have to do that, is make a lot of them during my lives. This isn't my full-time job, and I don't want to be super behind. Got a couple tulip wreaths to make. I should make one of those during my lives. If there's something you guys want to see, like a couple of the methods that I did was because I had a request from people. This will work good as a pancake type that I did last night too, because it's more flat. I mean, I have another layer going on top of a different type of mesh, so it'll be a little bit fuller, but where do you get your ideas for all the different designs you do? Watching people. I watch people, or if I come up, I'll try something on my own, Jan. But I do a lot of watching of people. I work from home. I have a data entry job on the computer. So that's what I have 2 screens. And so I'll have videos on one of them up in the corner and listen and watch as I'm working and see stuff. Sometimes I'll take a couple and combine them. I lay in bed at night when the husband's asleep. I turn my volume off and I just watch. But that's what it is I watch a lot, and then I'll combine them. Hey, this will look good with these 2 together. And don't ever be afraid to think outside the box, or to do, there's things that I've wanted to do on here and it didn't necessarily work. Some of you have seen it and it's like, well, that's not going to work. I'm getting more and more comfortable coming up with my own designs or ways of doing it. I haven't come up with a method that I can put my own name to. Maybe I need to come up with something that is called the lemon wreath. The lemon wreath method. Terry, where are you tonight? You're awful quiet. She's usually talking. That's my sister. She's usually on here. I know she's on here because she said hello, but I haven't had any comments or conversation from her. With everything that's going on with the pandemic, I know stuff is opening up, but this is about the only time unless there's something going on, that we, quote, see each other or talk to each other, other than texting. Okay, I think you can hear it. If you can hear the sound of it as my hands are running on it, it sounds just like a really stiff raffia. That's what it feels like also. Okay, this is my last one because no. Trinity, I need more. She left me and they're on the floor. You can hear her footsteps. They're so big, I couldn't fit them on the table like I do with the other ones. I was working faster than we thought I was going to.
Sorry, I was getting a little more food.
Don't put it on the wreath, it'll stick. Welcome to anyone that's just joining us. Usually, oh, you know what? I had 2 extra. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and fluff them, or scrunch them, in case I decide to add them. Like if my things don't fill in.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
I'll give it a month.
And there's the Mr.
So what do you want for this?
No, that's not. Yeah, you just sit and watch anyone that's popping on, or if I miss any comments.
I'll be right there.
I'm going to do these last 2 because I had already cut the 16 of these before I cut the plaid. You'll see the plaid that I'm going to put on the top. And I wasn't going to have enough. If you're just joining, it's because I had 16 stems on my pre-made wreath, but I didn't have enough of the secondary mesh. So I cut 2 stems off. But I'm folding these up and going to have them in case I need to add them because the gaps are too. Everybody say hello to Art. Say hi, Art. You say hi, Art. Say
hi,
hello.
Art.
The hubs is sitting here watching while my daughter went upstairs to eat. So everybody say hello to Mr. Art.
How's everybody doing tonight?
He's the one that gets me if I need wood stuff made or a ribbon shelf cut or design. Jan says hi. Miss Stephanie says hi. Miss Stephanie knows Mr. Art. Danette says hello, Art. All the ladies are saying hello. Okay, this is the last piece. And again, I'm not putting these on because they're just the extra ones, but in case I need to fill in any of the gaps with the pipe cleaner, I want to have them ready to do that. Janice says hello. Terry says, hey, I'm here. I was wrapping up your brother-in-law's ankles. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Got it. I just usually, you say, oh, Michaela says, hi, Primo.
Primo.
Yes, I don't roll my R's, okay? Primo. Carol says hello. This is a family ordeal.
Lita is watching.
Thank you for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from.
Well, I just saw it.
Well, you just see it. Sometimes if they get kicked out or come back, and he doesn't know.
I haven't
We
been
can
on.
say
I
hi
haven't been
more than
watching it.
once. I just saw my head going side to side in the laptop. I'll have to show you guys. I've had a couple people, my sister mainly, but some other people that has said, your bandanas kind of seem to be your trademark or your, that holds my big mess of a hair up. So I bought some new bandanas. I got one with lemons on it, so I'll have to sport my new. Okay, I need that there. Long Island, New York. Nice. I have not been to New York in many years. We are Yankees fans.
I love New York.
Let's see. You may have to. Okay, I'm going to put it on my keyboard. If it starts typing something, Miss Stephanie, our little group is growing one day. I know, isn't it so nice? But I still want to keep it as, personal as. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with, this is the fabric mesh from Michaels.
And Terry says,
that is 10 inch.
How does this that you're working with tonight compare to the regular mesh you usually
It is completely different, Terry. They didn't have a fabric listed on this. It's from TMI Gifts. They just call it designer netting. I'll have to pull it up and see if there's anything. I did not know that this is what it was going to be like. I thought it was just the standard window pane mesh. So it's totally different. It's like a thicker, it's like a raffia paper that you use in flowers.
You read it?
I am a Nets fan.
We're a Lakers.
Sorry guys, give me a wipe.
It's big.
I just accidentally itched my nose again and I shouldn't be doing that. So sorry guys. Here, you can put that back. Okay, so this is the 10 inch from Michaels. It is a fabric. I cut this at 19 inches also. We're doing the same exactly. You're just not folding it. This is the folded scrunch that I showed you a couple videos ago. We're going to do the same thing where we fold it
Stephanie says she's
into the middle.
Michaels.
It is, yes, that's where I got, and it's with their Easter stuff. I found it on an end cap with some of the ribbon too, and you're going to let it overlap just a little bit. Same thing. And you're going to flip it. You're going to flip it so your finished edges are left to right. Whoop. I didn't have a hold of my overlap. You're going to flip it so your finished edges are left to right, and then scrunch in the middle. So it's the same thing. We just don't have that extra step before scrunching of folding it because it's a shorter mesh. And I'm going to lay this right on top of the pink that I did. Very nice. I tried that method and struggled. Which one? The one that I just did, or this one that I'm doing now, Miss Stephanie? The 21 inch is it takes some getting used to because it's so, it's a longer mesh. But if you have something to weigh down the one side, maybe. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous with the colors. Thank you, Cindy. I'm excited about it. And then with the sign, let me get this one in here. Now I want to show you with this, sometimes when you're doing the scrunch, see how it kind of is indented, so to speak. If you want to poof these up and kind of fluff them out so they're not, you can do that. But here's our sign. Let me turn it around this way. So this is going to be our sign. And to bring out the purple and the yellow, we've got these ribbons. And I actually have a third ribbon, but that's a surprise because I got another new thing I'm going to show you guys. So don't...
Jamie wants to know this is the length on the mesh.
The length on this mesh that I'm doing, I cut it at 19 inches. And it's 10 inches wide. And I cut it at 19 inches for this particular method. And yes, I'm sure you see some of the phrase from me cutting it, and I'm not worried about them because with this method you're folding them in the middle. I mean, if it's extreme, like this one's sticking out here, and my scissors are over here. I probably need to start standing up to do these. It's very hard for me to stand that long to do a video, but old age sucks, guys.
You're not that old.
Okay, now I do have quite the gap on this one side on the bottom. So, you're very welcome. Oh, the flipping it over, folding it, or flipping it over like this. Then do this. If I'm understanding what you're saying, Miss Stephanie, lay it out like this. Don't worry about the phrase. Lay it upside down with your I keep talking to the computer. With your finished edges left to right, your curls up. Fold the side closest to you to the center. Then just turn it to get your other one. See how then they meet there in the middle? So then you've already got it on the side that you want to scrunch it. Your finished edges are on the side, and you can scrunch right in the middle. Is that the part you're talking about, Miss Stephanie, you were having trouble with? Let me know.
It's netting Saxon.
Saxon? Like
Yep.
S-A-X-O-N?
Yep.
Okay, guys. The hub's pulled up. This stuff. And it's TMI. Art, make a comment. It's
TMI gifts.
like too much information, all lowercase, TMI gifts. I meant make a comment on the
Post on the
in the group.
Miss Stephanie said thanks, yes.
Okay. So what do you think, guys? Should I add, because this is a pretty big gap. I mean, I could put the sign on this side because I had to cut some off. What if I had the sign go over here to the side like this? Otherwise, I can add one on with the pipe cleaner here, but I'm not going to have the plaid mesh on the top. Can't wait to see what we'll come up with. Oh, I'm excited. I got some ideas for Cinco de Mayo. So let me know your thoughts, guys, if I should add that in with the pipe cleaner or just kind of have the sign cover that up a little bit. I didn't have enough of this plaid, so I had to get rid of two of my... The one on top, you can't... I mean, it's just a little bit there, and I'm not worried about it because of the ribbon. Should you line them off, babe?
Oh, yeah.
Add another one. Okay, Janice. I agree. So I'm gonna need a pipe. I got a pipe cleaner. Add this in quick. It's like the other one that the gap is right here and you can't even tell. If it seems too thick or you don't have, TMI Gifts, Designer Nettie, and Saxon. Thanks, hon. If you're starting to run out of stem, you can undo your tie a little bit. And you can adjust these. I'm kind of pulling them out here on this side so you can see them.
Jan says I would add another one.
Okay. You got it, guys. Because you're seeing it from that end. What?
You still have the black part.
I don't know. It might be paint. I don't know. Is it still... Gosh, you guys.
That's your dog.
Sorry, it's bothering me a little bit.
It might be a reflection. I don't know. Everything I've been doing, I was working with paint. I was working with glitter. My gosh. Okay, I'm going to add the extra one in here. I think we only need the one. Welcome to anyone, for anyone that I haven't said hello to yet. Okay, I'm adding this one in here. Sorry. I'm trying to make sure it's tight enough. Okay, hopefully it's going to look okay because I don't have the plaid to go there, but I think it's better than that big hole. Okay. So we're doing in the middle, meeting in the overlapping, and scrunching. Folded scrunch is what it is called. Putting it on top of the pink I already have on there. Those colors would be cute for a baby shirt. Yep. I might, if this one doesn't, or I'll have to make another one. If you're just joining us, all of my wreaths that are made in the live tutorials are available at the end. unless they're snagged during the video. If it's one that you want, you can comment here during the video. It can always be duplicated because these are all materials that I can get my hands on again. But either way, I think we had our neighbors behind us have a little girl a couple weeks ago. And I think this would be their second little girl. And I think it would be super cute to put a baby sign in. I did something on my screen, so I got one of the menus popped down. There went the sign. Oops. I'll grab it.
I got it.
Dad's on that side. Okay. Hopefully the weather everywhere is starting to warm up. We're supposed to warm up as the week goes. Well, we might get snow tomorrow. I know last night we had someone watching from Colorado that was in the middle of the storm, unfortunately. We've just been wet with rain, so hopefully here in the Midwest, we're in Nebraska. I know we had some Kansas, Canada. I think Canada got some snow. Those of you that are in Canada could say yay or nay. Okay, I'm trying to move quicker.
Oh, Miss Stephanie says can't wait to see the rain boots.
Yes, I have some rain boots coming. Some people had asked both on my page and sent messages. I mean, you could if they're kids and they're light enough. You could try the rain boots just in the kids section, but I think they would be too heavy. So, vendors, Craft Outlet, Deco Exchange. I shouldn't say for sure with Craft Outlet. I know Deco Exchange and Zach at Wreaths of Joy, they sell boots that work perfect for the rain boot. If you saw the post that I did, I believe it was yesterday, with the rain boots. I got a couple orders for that. They call it a rain boot wreath. I think just because it goes on the door, it's actually, who is?
Kenzie.
Oh yeah, Kenzie. Hello, Kenzie. One of the gals I watch, she sings. I'm not going to sing to you guys. Not going to happen. And this is where you can, if you want it to, poke out a little bit, because you've got an awful lot. I don't know if I'll do the rain boot live, just because it's going to be a first for me. Maybe I'll make the one for myself first, and then when I make sure that I have it right. I mean, I know how to do it, and I feel confident about doing it. Or maybe I'll just, Kenzie, you're so cute. Oh, I wasn't going to put one there, because that was my extra, because I've only got 14 of those. So I'm skipping that one for now, and we'll see. Maybe I can do one less on the top, but...
Have you ever done a flip-flop wreath?
It's on my list. In fact, the only thing I don't have is the flip-flops, which obviously I can, just get wherever. But I have the mesh all picked out, and I have a sign and the ribbon and everything all picked out, Miss Stephanie. And I will be doing a flip-flop wreath.
I thought that was a technique.
No, it's not a technique. No, an actual flip-flop. Those are popular for. I had someone ask me about it, but they want to see it before they actually order one, which is fine. Okay. Kind of went opposite. I don't know how I ended up back. It's sticking. Okay, just a couple more. I know I've got phrase, but that's the good thing. Those are kind of sticking up. That is what I love most about this method, is it hides those ends that fray, because you have the finished edges on the side.
Okay, Miss Stephanie says, do you use real flip-flops?
Yes, absolutely.
And your sister, that rain pot wreath?
Yeah, rain boot is what I want to see you make. Well, that may be one, Terry, that you come over here when I make the first one myself, just to get the kinks out of it. And then I'll do, not that I won't do one live, I just don't want to do the first one There's some things I don't mind stumbling through with you guys if I'm not sure about. But not something like that. It is pretty, I just have to figure, I'm doing that yellow. And I'm probably going to get the flowers at home, if you guys have one in your area. They have amazing flowers. One of my videos I had shown when we did a whole bunch of shopping one weekend. And the prices are really good for the amount of flowers that you get. Yes, Sister Wreath Night. Okay, we've got one more, yep, which will go right here.
Cindy says do it.
See how many pipe cleaners? So how many did I use? I used 15, so there's 15 total, Janice, but only 14 have this plaid mesh that I'm doing now, because I didn't have enough. And, as you can see, you can't even tell that I had one missing on the top. It overlapped well enough. I'm just doing this because they get kind of flat in the middle. And it worked good that I added that extra one on the bottom. Okay, so now we are going to do our ribbons. I have this yellow. This one I actually got at Hobby Lobby in the Easter section. This purple is my favorite color. I'm doing purple to pull it out in the sign, and put the sign up here, babe, so they can see. So I can pull the purple out. I didn't have anything in green, so unfortunately the only green I have is what's in this mesh, but I think we'll be okay. I have the purple, we've got the yellow, and I have this other purple I'm going to show you. So on these first, this is a 2.5-inch wired from Craft Outlet. These boards, you can get boards like this from Out in the Country Blanks and More. She makes these. They're called Easy Tails. I just had my husband cut me a board. This one is a 12-inch, and then you put a little slit here, so when I wrap my ribbons, my scissors, you'll see are just going to go through here on the top to cut them. So I'm going to put this on the top. I only use wired ribbon, so it's just, you don't want to go in the crease, just wrap it there. There's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Hobby
8,
Lobby has a
9,
rush of the
10,
mesh ribbons.
11,
Tools
12,
half off.
13, 14, and I'm doing the 15 because I have that extra one on the bottom just in case. I'm going to put one on it, I'm not sure yet. Yes, this week is the half off. I was there on Saturday just because I had to get some stuff, and because they're closed on Sunday, I knew the sale was going to be on the mesh and ribbon this week, but I only got a couple from that. I needed stuff from the floral department, plus their Easter's for it. But yes, thank you for mentioning that, Cindy. Okay, we'll dovetail them in a minute. So there's that one. I didn't need to do 15, but that's okay. I only need to do half, and I'll tell you guys why. But that's okay, I'll save it. I'm going to do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Since I'm
6,
still new down here, looks like
7,
Stella and Peg.
8. Welcome, Stella and Peg. If we already said hi to you, that's okay. The husband just started helping, so he maybe didn't see your name earlier because he wasn't down here. I can't see my phone up over there, and it doesn't show me on my laptop. Okay, so I meant to only cut the 8 of the other one, but I forgot because I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys something new with the ribbon. And some of you may know how to do a funky tail. So these are, sorry, my wire's coming out of this one. Just pushing it back in there, because I only use wired ribbon for a reason. Okay. So half of my stems, I'm gonna alternate with those. The other half, I have this purple. Yes, it's another purple one. This one came from Hobby Lobby. I'm going shopping this weekend for supplies, yes. So what I'm doing is this one. Just give me a minute to see if If I do it 24 and fold it in half and scrunch there, yeah. This I'm cutting 24 inches, okay? And I obviously don't have a board that's 24 inches. So I'm cutting all the way to the end. I'm going to cut one and then just measure out from it. And I only need 7 of these because I'm only doing half. I've got an odd number. So I'm doing 7 of this one. I'll show you guys why. Yeah, I always say that, you know, oh, I'm going to stay home this weekend. Doesn't happen. Sometimes it does. I just end up going, or I hit up a different store. I went to a different Hobby Lobby location this weekend. And I found different stuff than what was at my regular one by my house. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully I get 7. Now I'll cut another yellow. 5. Thank you, Terry. And this one has a little bit of green, so we're pulling some more green out. 6. I think I'm just going to get it. Again, this is at 24 inches. So I'm going to show you a new, if you don't already know how to do a funky tail, or I think that's what she calls it. Funky tail? Funky bow, not tail, funky bow. Melissa. Okay, so I'm going to dovetail my ribbons. Should have cut these ahead of time, but I was running behind, guys. Sorry. Husband's
Judy.
just sitting here looking at me. Judy who?
Bonophilia.
Oh, hi, Judy. Thanks for being here. I know a couple Judys, so I had to ask them which one. The names don't show. I can't see that far, and the names don't show up on my laptop. Okay. My scissors, Heritage 7310. I talk about them every night because they're absolutely amazing. I'm almost done with my supply list that I'm going to post, pinned to the top of my page, so you guys can see it. All the stuff that I reference in my videos and what I use every time I make a wreath. The Heritage 7310 scissors are on there. They're amazing.
Kelly Waltz says, hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. How are you doing? My gosh, I haven't talked to you forever. I hope you're having a good year so far. So there's my 24-inch ones. Set those aside over here. Who?
Pauline.
Pauline. Welcome, Pauline. These are thin enough. I think I can do all. This is the one I only cut 7 of. Just dovetailing these quick, guys. You fold it in half on the end, wired edge to wired edge. And then you cut it a diagonal, starting at the folded side that's closest to you, towards wired, and then you get your dovetail. Now this one I only need to cut 8 of them. Gosh, my shirt is filthy from all this stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I cut too many because I forgot I was going to show you the funky bow.
Well, Kelly says better than last. Finally
Yes.
able to watch it live.
I'm so glad. I'm glad your year is better than last. Think about you often, and I'm so glad you caught a live too. Maybe it helped that I was a little later tonight. Okay, so everything's dovetailed. I'm going to show you the funky bow first. I'm just going to push this out of the way and just worry about cleaning that up later.
Mary Parrish.
Yep, she was on. She might have gone off for a little bit.
About Tracy Simmons.
Not sure. Hello, Tracy. If I didn't already say hello. So this is cut at 24 inches. Okay? And I'm only doing this in half of them. You're going to fold it in half. And I usually do just about a couple of, I use my thing, line it up, and go about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go about 5 inches. So then that leaves a tail that's about long enough for the other ones. You're going to go in about 5 inches. You're going to scrunch it, hold it, and you're going to poof this out. Okay? Might need to trim those when it's in, but that's okay. See, so you got a nice little, and I'm going to put it in, I'm going to alter, I'm starting on the bottom. Yeah, you can move that side. Thanks, babe. And you're going to put it directly in your pipe cleaners or your ties, whatever you're using, this way. So You got to twist your ties. Just push it right in there. Don't twist your bow. You're going to twist your ties. I need to turn it like this so you guys can see my stuff, guys. So I put it in there. You're going to poof it out. Can you see it? If you can't, swipe your comments to the right. Poof it out. I forgot to turn my thing. I'm going to twist it. And then fluff out. I got to do it towards me so I can get it straight.
See, I can see it.
Okay, so it's a funky bow. Let me get it straight because it's not towards me, guys. And I might need to fix my tails to make them a little bit shorter because they're on the bottom. Hold on. I forgot to twist my one tail, and that's why I'm having trouble. So when you have it scrunched, go ahead and twist the one tail before you put it in there so both of them are facing you the right direction. That's why I was having trouble. And then put it directly in there without twisting it. You're only twisting the ties. Poof it out. Fluff your tails.
Cindy loves the effect of the funky loop.
Thank you. And there, I may have to end up cutting them because they're kind of long. There is your funky bow. Okay. Now I'm going to, so I don't have to go around twice, I'm just going to keep alternating. So I'm going to do this in the next one. Put my 2.5 on the top. I'll end up alternating these and the one, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'll put them together. I fold them in half. That's just the way I do it to get the exact middle. I'm kind of OCD like that. Scrunch it. Shape your tails. Thanks, Terry. And we're going to put it in. And again, if you don't have much of your tails, your pipe cleaners left, you can always untwist it just a little bit. Spread them out. Just take your fingers and just slide them right along that tail so they curl. Yes, it's a lot of color. If you don't, you can use solids if you want to, but that's the fun of an Easter, especially like the sign that we're using that has all the colors in it. As this makes its way around you, you'll see. Let's see. Now I want to make sure I'm doing it right. Okay. Okay, so I have, this is 24 inches. I fold it in half. From the loop, I'm going to come down about 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pinch. Gather it together. So it's like this. The part that's facing you, you want to make sure your tails are, obviously if it's a solid ribbon or double-sided, you don't have to worry about it. But you want both of those facing you. You don't want one of them upside down. So you want to twist it before you put it in your tie. Put it directly in your tie. This is a funky bow. Wired edge ribbon is the best. I won't use anything else. Same. The only time I've used non is if I'm doing it kind of as, it's my extra that I put on. You know, if I want it to hang as if it's like a confetti. I did it in a birthday wreath. Poof it out. Fluff your ties. I'm probably going to have to cut those. I should have maybe done 6 inches, but I didn't want my poof that big. Okay. I've cut enough. Now this time I'm going to put the purple on top. I just want everything spaced out and alternated so it's not all the yellow on top, all the purple on top. Okay. Fluff it out. Now this is the one, I can always add it later. This is the extra one that we had added that doesn't have the plaid, so I'm going to skip it for now because that's about where I'm going to put my sign. I know this one's kind of wacky because of me taking those extra ones off, but it's still going to work. I'm glad I did so I could still use this mesh. Just spreading them out. Do it this way. Just not wanting to cooperate tonight. That one's not the best, but we'll work with it here in a little bit. Funky bow.
Terry,
fold it in half.
Terry likes the different designs. Pulls all
Thank
the colors.
you. Yes, once we get the sign on there, you'll see why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it's a lot of purple, not just because it's my favorite color, but I think it worked good because we had so much pinks in the mesh. I didn't have anything to use as a blue. Okay, I'm going to put it right in there. Twist your ties, not your ribbon. Fluff out your funky bow. Spread your little tails. Again, I might have to cut them a little. Kind of long. You see how it's working there, guys? Yes, I know I skipped that one because that was an extra one that I had to add. I'm going to make sure I'm doing the right one on the top. See, it's going to be this, a purple, and that. Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to have two funky bows next to each other on the bottom. Okay. Put it in there. This is going to be nice and bright and colorful for Easter. It's always hard to tell when it's on the table because obviously when it's up on the wall or the door, it's not going to be touching down towards the bottom. It does as you're doing it. Another funky, I'm just alternating as I go. So it's spread out. I used to try to space them out and it was just making more work for myself than was needed. So I just add them all as I go, funky bow included, or funky bow. Twisting it to make sure we have both the correct sides facing out. Put it directly in there and twist the ties around it. Don't twist the ribbon. Fluff out the bow. And I love that my ribbons it worked out that my ribbons have the same flowers that the sign does. Let me get it on there. I think I'm probably going to end up cutting them a little. Hold on, guys. Where's my scissors? I'll do it later. I don't want to hold you guys up. And if you need to, I have done it before. If your bow's not... the poof of your funky bow isn't laying the way that you want it to, don't hesitate or be scared to put just a little bit of glue underneath it to hold it down. I have done that before. You wouldn't see it, just a little bit, little dabble do ya. Goes on there. I'm gonna be able to get the sign on so you guys can see.
Do you want me to take the sign off or this?
Yes, you can start taking that stuff off. That'd be great. There you go. Thanks. Okay, this is the last one for the bottom row. Oh, my face is red. I need to get me a fan down here in the basement. Okay, I'm gonna move to the top and start with the funky bow right above the one that I just did, so they'll space out correctly. 5 inches and scrunch. Make sure your ties are twisted towards you. Okay, I'm going to do this one right here. Same thing, you're going to put it right in there. Put it flat in there, and I'm not twisting my bow. I'm twisting my ties. I'm going to keep that straight. I'm twisting my ties around it, not the bow. You can lay those down. I don't cut them off yet because I may add extra goodies. I'm going to pull this down a little bit so it's going the way that it's supposed to. And then do your little tails. This one doesn't look too. Sometimes you have to wrap it around the back, and that kind of helps it prop up. I guess on the funky bow ones you could, wrap it around, because obviously we're not gonna, if I do add any extras, it would be underneath that bow, but I'm not, it's not like it needs more flowers or anything. We've got plenty of flowers in the ribbons. Okay, purple and yellow. Almost done, guys, I promise. We had a lot of new things and a lot of that take a little bit of time, extra time. So it took longer tonight. Tried to keep you guys at just right about an hour. I think there was one video I did in the very beginning that was quite long, and I don't like doing that to you guys, especially on a work night. This one's going to end up with 2 funky bows, and that's okay. Funky bows on top of each other. If you didn't want it to, I think I'm going to go ahead and, well, that's where my sign's going to go. So I am going to go ahead and put it here. My sign's going to go in that open spot. 5 inches. Pinch it tight. Twist your tails. You guys got quiet on me. I'm going to have to watch this from the beginning. You're putting the ribbon on the sides instead of on top. It's kind of working to the side. I'm not sure what you mean, Terry. I'm pulling it to the side for the funky bow one, so it lays on the, so it poofs up. If I put it down like this, it's not going to sit in there right.
That was Mary.
That was Mary?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. I don't know why I thought it said Terry.
Because Terry said hi, Gabby, right below it.
Oh, Gabby, thanks for joining us tonight. First time watcher, I think. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm going to poof it out. And yes, there are 2 here right on top of each other, but it's okay. It's just the way it worked. Let's see. Do yellow on top here. Yep, I think it's going to work just right. Almost done. Yeah, I'm putting them on the top. The funky bow is the one that looks, yes, it's pretty much to the side, Mary, is how it falls, because otherwise it would be flat up like this and your tails wouldn't lay right, so to speak. Poof them out. One more funky bow. Yep, I did calculate right. Imagine that. Fold it in half, 5 inches in. My fingers are starting to stiffen up. Just your tails out. One more after this, guys. Got a pretty spring sign to add to it. That's going to pull all these colors together. It'll make more sense with the colors that I chose, if it's not making a lot of sense right now. Okay. And one more, and we want it to be the purple on top. Hope this is a fast week. I'm ready for the weekend already. And it's only Monday. Okay, last one. Spread these out. I hope it doesn't end up being too much purple. You guys will have to tell me once I lay the sign on here if it looks like too much. Okay, I'm going to stand up so I can see what it looks like with the sign in it. My stiff, aching old body. Okay, the one part that I had, that one down there. I think what I'm going to do, so that isn't empty, I do have, I'm going to add one more, because we don't have the plaid mesh there, because we didn't have enough. So I'm going to go ahead and put the ribbon in. I wanted to make sure I had enough, and that'll help fill the gap, even if we have the sign. Okay. Make sure I'm not missing anybody.
Nope.
Okay. I always adjust the ribbons after I'm off the live with you guys. Okay. I'm going to pull this back. This was kind of my open spot, but maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be there. I want to put it just a little to the side. And push that down. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it, I don't want to mess up my funky bow there. How about like that? Or what does it look like on there? Let me swipe, I'm going to swipe my comments to the side.
Sure.
It won't let me. If we did it like that, it's a little delayed. What do you think, guys? That looks cute there. Okay. And then you can always, if it ends up not being, once you have it on, you can always, depending on how you hang it. Okay, I gotta get a tissue, guys. Sorry. Allergies, or I'm just not getting over my cold yet. Okay. Now this one is thinner than the ones I was using there. I don't want to take the chance of using my stapler. So I'm going to use my 1-inch cable ties. These are the 1-inch cable ties. I need to get me some more just in case. You get them in, you can get them at any hardware store. You can get them on Amazon. They're 1-inch by 1-inch. I know my husband hates it when I call them cable ties. They're electrical ties. Same thing.
Zip ties.
For zip tie holders. So they have it just like your command hooks. It's got the piece of paper that peels off the back, and it's sticky here. Sorry, late to the table, but I made it. Hello. Yes, Darlene, I was wondering where you were at. Aunt Sheila's on here. Welcome. So you peel this off. It's sticky. So we're going to stick that right to the back of our sign. And then I will show you my dab glue that I use as an extra enforcement.
I have to watch mine because yours isn't.
Is it not scrolling?
Oh, Elizabeth says hi.
Hi, Elizabeth. It's because I touched
Okay.
it. There we go. Okay, my dab glue. This is the dab glue. I call it dab. It's called Rapid Fuse. My lid is stuck on, so I have to take the lid off. Now, what I do is just to give it a little bit added enforcement. I have only had one fall off once, and it's because I used to put the glue right on the sticky part, which all that's doing is super gluing the stickiness to the board. So Damon from Deco Exchange taught me this. This is just one of the zip ties that I cut off. I'm taking just a little bit of that dab glue and I'm rubbing it on 2 of the sides. You can do all 4 if you want. So what's that's doing is that's gluing the actual mount right to the board. Again, I've only ever had one fall off, and it's because I was gluing it the other way. I have never had any issues. And it'll dry. It only takes, the reason I use this instead of E6000 is this dries in about 60 seconds. How's weather by you, Terry? Oh, you guys are talking among, that's fine. Talk amongst yourselves. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. So I'm taking 2 of my pipe cleaners. And I'm thinking, instead of going this way, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to put the pipe cleaners going, instead of going lengthwise, the same as the sign, I'm going to put their slits on all 4 sides. And I'm going to do it exactly, stretch it and just, will I have enough? I'll have enough. I'm going to pinch it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get a snack, baby. It's my youngest. Okay.
Dakota.
And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm putting it off to the side. And if I was running them with the pipe cleaners coming out this way, I'm not really going to have a place on my wire frame underneath to attach it. So I can always adjust it. That's like at an angle.
Is that your Miss Tina?
And I don't know, is she on here? Yes, no. That's not my Miss Tina, but hi, Tina. And what I did screw up with tonight, and it's my fault, normally I will put my sign on first so I don't squish my bows, but it's okay. We can go back and fix them. So I'm going to put this on kind of at a diagonal.
Okay. Go upstairs.
And you can just put your pipe cleaners right down through here, just to get them through to the bottom, so you know where they're at. Hopefully they're going to be long enough. There's 1 and 2. These going to be over here on the side. I maybe still didn't put it in far enough. Might need to take that ribbon off, but we'll see. Sit for a sec, guys. Get it in here right. This is why I usually do my signs first, but it's okay. It still works. Maybe I should have put it in the middle of my sign. I've got more to go through with the ribbon on there. There's 1. There is. Come on. Sorry guys, my fingers have quit working for the day. Okay, maybe. And again, even if we don't get it on exactly sideways like I want it, depending on where you put your hanger in the back, it can still hang sideways. I'm just trying to get this on here for you guys. I'm going to do this side first, flipping it upside down, and I'm bringing it around, and I'm pulling it, and I'm just fastening it right around the frame, twisting it a couple times. Doesn't the underneath look pretty, guys, with that mesh? If that's what you want to call it. What did they call it? They called it something else.
Yes.
And then I'm wrapping the extra ties around. Okay, I'm going to find my other one. I thought I had already poked it through. It might have popped back up. Oh, I was looking in the wrong spot. That's why. Let's see. Oh, that's at a diagonal. Put it that way just a little. Wrap it around. Okay. Hope this is making sense to you guys on how I'm doing it. Y'all are having your own little Florida conversation. That's good. I'm glad you can make friends within the group. Okay, I'm not going to mess with it more to get you. So when I hang it, when I put my hanger on it, it'll be like to the side. Now, I know these all got squished. We're just going to, you know, poof them back out. Because I had it upside down, fluff it. Now in this in the middle, you can see I want to make sure that the pink is out a little. So you can see a little bit of it throughout the whole wreath. That's because that is such a pretty, unique material that I used in this. I'm just pulling it. So it'll have a little bit in the middle throughout. It'll be easier once I get it hung up. I know it doesn't look perfect. There we go. Get some pulled out. Fluff these out. Now, I do still have my middle ties on there. I might put some of my deco tubing, my mesh tubing in it like I showed you guys last night. I'm just fluffing all my ribbons back out. This one I might end up taking out that's above the sign. We'll see if I can't get it pulled down far enough. I don't want it looking funny. Sometimes I have to make some changes after I get off the live. This one I got to pull down a little bit because my funky bow it's a little bit funkier than I want it to be. But it gives you guys the idea. Whoops, it was okay. The dog got stepped on. Okay, it gives you guys an idea. What do you think? So when we hang it...
Kelly wants to know where you find your signs.
This particular sign I got online at Deco Exchange, Kelly. There's lots of places that I get my signs from. The hand-painted, the metal ones I get from Out in the Country, Blanks and More. I buy from Craft Outlet. I haven't bought from Wreaths of Joy yet. I buy from Waterman's Loft. I'm in the process of getting equipment so I can start doing my own metal signs. I'm super excited. So that's where, and it'll hang to the side.
Janice bought some mesh that has some sparkles on it, and they're all over. Is there any way to stop them from that kind of spray?
So it's a glitter. Oh, mesh with the sparkles.
Yeah.
There is not, and I know exactly what you're talking about because I got some of that when it was on clearance at home. Oh, you guys can tell again. I got to get a fan down here. When it was on clearance at home for Valentine's, and unfortunately, there's not. You could maybe try coating the mesh with some hairspray. I know some people do that before they cut their mesh to keep it from fraying, and it really does work. And then, of course, you would have to let it dry completely. Oh, thank you, Darlene. Like I said, I got to proof it. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I'll get this all adjusted to where it's supposed to be. You can see on the underneath, I just love how this stuff, that might be what I need to do to get it pulled out into the middle so you can see it. I just love how this stuff turned out. I'm definitely going on tonight to buy some more. I'm looking to see if my husband gives me the look.
Very good.
You already did? So you just, so you have some of that pink that you can see in there. And once it's up on the door, you know, you'll be able to see it from the side and whatnot. I'll get the finished picture on tomorrow when if I have to pull some of the ribbon off, if it's too much or getting squished, because I didn't get my sign off
first.
first.
Buy the pink again.
I bought it from, it's called TMI Gifts. Do you have that piece of paper? Did I give you the piece of paper art? I know this is backwards, but it's TMI Gifts. Sorry, I don't know how to switch it without my notes. So, again, I know it's backwards. I'm trying to get it so there's no glare. There you go. TMI Gifts. I got that online. And they do have other colors. I want to go get some green because I think it would be neat to have it as like a grass. But that's what we're looking at, guys. We'll get it fixed up. I don't want to keep you any longer. This one will be available. I'll have the picture posted, the final one. Let me know if you're interested. If more people want it, then, you know, I can always duplicate it. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight and trying some new things. Thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate that. That means a lot. So you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. It's getting kind of late. I apologize for keeping you too long. And stay blessed. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.